Hello gorgeous, welcome back to your Instagram makeover. This is the final lesson in Program 1, Brand Salt Essence. We are going to begin to infuse your brand salt essence that you just discovered into your account today by updating your bio. Yes, we are going to put your brand salt essence into the first part of your account now, and it is going to spread from there into your whole account by the time you finish this course. Now, your bio is the first thing that somebody's going to read about you, so it's vitally important to clearly communicate what you do and have your brand salt essence in it. Now, I'm going to show you how to create a bio that does just that. When you combine a bio that clearly expresses what you do with a great looking feed, it's going to be a no-brainer for somebody that comes to your account and sees that they are in tune with what you have to offer, and they're going to press the follow button. You're going to be on to a winner for sure. Now, before we go any further, pause the video and download the brilliant bio worksheets if you haven't already, and we are going to work through this together to create your bio. Now, the first part we've already talked about, which is your name area and your Instagram handle, and the fact that both of these areas are searchable and you can use it to get more information about what you do so people can search for you. Now, if you can't remember or you missed that bit, it's in the Fab Start lesson. So earlier this week, about 22 minutes into the video, you can go and watch it because we go into a lot of detail about how to use your name area and your handle really effectively on Instagram. So that's that bit. Another thing you can do is you can add some extra little bits into your name area here, like Angela has, another one of our fabulous students. She has added a little mermaid into her name area, and you can also see that the type that she's used, she's got different typeface there just to accentuate the innovator part, and the Angela Rockwood is a different typeface as well. So I'm going to put a link under this lesson with a place you can go to get different fonts that you can use on Instagram. And also I'm going to put another link under there for a place where you can go to find the little arrows that I use on mine and other black and white emojis that you might want to use in your bio. I just want you to be really careful when you're using emojis and these fancy fonts. Don't go crazy with it. Make sure it's relevant, make sure it doesn't look tacky, and that it really goes with your brand, because emojis, if they're not the right ones, they can really make your brand look down market. So please make sure you're using them sparingly and appropriately. If you're not sure, just don't use them, or you might want to go and use the link below to find a black and white one, because they can be a bit more subtle. Another example is Butterpie Balm Shop. She has a little leaf there just to signify that it's natural. Now, emojis can be searched in your name area as well. See here, I did a search for a coffee cup to see what came up, and because these people had used coffee cup in their name area, they came up in the search. So see if there's an emoji that would go with your business that you could be searched for. So to recap, some things to consider when you're deciding what to put here are, and remember, you don't have to put all of these. The first one is obviously using your name if it's appropriate, or your company name. Remember, you can be searched by your industry as well. So you might want, I've put Instagram teacher, you might want to put your industry there. And remember, emojis are searchable too. Now pause the video and brainstorm some ideas of alternative things that you could put in your name area and write these on your worksheet. When you have a few ideas written down, you can put a star next to the one or two things that will be best for you to be searched for. Now we're going to move on to your bio. As you know, your bio is the little area at the top of your feed where you get to write a bit about yourself and what you do. This is an important piece of the Instagram puzzle. You want to write something that resonates with your tribe and also tells them exactly what you do. When you get this right, and then later you combine it with your fabulous feed and the rest of your account, it's going to help to create an instant connection with your tribe, and they will know exactly what they're signing up for. It's going to make it easy for them to press that follow button. Now, having a good bio is going to do three very important things for your Instagram account. Firstly, it allows you to create a huge amount of self-confidence and trust in yourself and what you are offering, because your message now has your brand salt essence in it and it looks cohesive and professional. Couple this with your feed and your highlights that you're super proud of, and you're going to be feeling so excited about your brand, you are going to want to shout it from the rooftops and tell everybody you meet to go and follow you on Instagram. Secondly, it allows you to speak to your ideal client's head and heart and inspire them to pressing the follow button and later working with you. 3, it gives your customers a clear snapshot of what you do and why they should care, and it's often the first thing that people will read about you and what you're all about. Now let's talk a bit about marketing, because your bio is really a mini piece of marketing. It's letting the world know what your business is about and who you are. You have a product or service that helps your customers achieve something in their lives. Now your bio contains 150 characters only, and you have one URL, one live link. There are 5 main things that you're going to want to communicate, if possible, in your bio. Don't panic, you don't have to get all of these 5 things into your bio, but the more you can squeeze in, the better. To help you, I'm going to teach you my bonus system. Have you got your brilliant bio bonus worksheet ready to use? There are 2 sheets with this worksheet, and it was the second one, so pause the video if you need to get this printed out. Number 1 of the bonus system is benefits. The biggest mistake I see people making with their bios is that they make it all about them, and they forget to think about it from the point of view of their followers. We want our bio to be about the benefit for our clients, not all about us. We always want to be writing copy that is about our clients' needs and the benefits that are in it for them. After all, our products and services are going to help them make a change in their life that they can't get on their own, even if it's buying a product that they really want. And we can't assume that people will automatically see the value in what we offer. We have to write our copy in a way that helps them understand that. We really want to promise a specific benefit or reward to our followers in return for them following you and spending their precious time looking at your posts. It's about making it obvious why they should care about your account. A bad example would be like this, if I had my bio like this. I am a nettle tea obsessed mother of 2 that has 3 cats and loves to do yoga, travel and create things along the way. Now if I'm a potential follower and I came along to my account here, this bio is not saying anything about what's in it for them as a follower, is it? It's just talking about me, so I wouldn't know if this was an account I would need to follow. It's all about me. There's nothing there that would be a benefit to a potential follower. Here's another example. If I had my bio like this: entrepreneur, marketer, designer, founder of Instagram Makeover. Can you see how it's still all completely centered around me and not the customer? But if you look at my bio, you can see what I did actually put was, I put authentic marketing and branding specialist. That tells them what I do, clearly. And then the next part is about the biggest benefit that somebody is going to get from following me. They are going to learn how to transform their Instagram, and they're going to learn how to attract their true tribe. So that's why I have transform your IG and easily attract your tribe. So you can see I've got the clear statement about what I do, and then I'm showing them the biggest benefit that they're going to get from following me. As we make our way through this lesson, make sure you're writing any ideas that might come to mind on your worksheet. Now, number 2 is oomph. You want your potential followers to feel something, as you know. You want them to feel an emotion when they come to your account. And you're doing this through your images that you're posting, but you're also going to do this through the words that you use. So you can use some power words here to add some oomph and some punch to your bio. Power words are words that create instant emotions in the reader. You want to use at least one power word in your bio if you can. So Google some power words and try and find one that's right for your brand. Using power words is going to create the emotional state that you want your followers to feel on your account. So also look back through your brand soul essence word and see what were the little nuggets of gold that you wrote in your brand soul essence work. You might be able to pull some of those out and use them in there too. So brainstorm some power words and phrases that will help communicate the emotion of your brand and write it down in the oomph section of your worksheet. The third thing on the bio bonus system is nature. Even though we want to be speaking to our audience about the benefit to them and not just talking about ourselves, we do want to get a little bit of our nature and personality into our bio. This is so that your potential followers can get to know you a little bit and see if we're a fit for them. Personality wise, so you want to sprinkle a bit of your personality in there, even if it's just a little bit. So without making your bio all about you, is there a word you could use or one little thing you could say that would get a bit of personality across? Like this, they put best friends and guac obsessed at the bottom. It's not the whole thing, is it? But it's just a small part of the bio that's adding a bit of personality, and we get to know the girls a bit. They've used a little bit of their nature here to give a clue about what they are like. So brainstorm a few ideas. Write down any ideas that could show a bit of your personality. Write it down on your worksheet now. Pause the video and press play when you're done. Don't worry about getting it completely right and crafting your final bio now, because at the end you're going to have all this information and then you can start to craft your bio. So we're just gathering ideas now. We're just brainstorming to make it easier for later. I think it's dance break time, don't you? Yes, you're doing really well and you're getting your bio sorted step by step. We are going to make your account look so good, and this is the first bit of Brandsoul Essence we're putting into your account. The fourth thing we want to try and include in your bio is union. This is what will unite you to your tribe and allow them to find out more about what you do and how they can get in touch with you. Because we want to form long-lasting relationships with our tribe on Instagram, so that we can then turn them into fans and then buyers later on. So think about, how are you going to get in touch with your followers, or how are they going to learn more about what you do? There are 6 ways we can do this. Firstly, you can have your email address in your bio or your website, or if you think about it, you can have your other social media channels that you're promoting and your location if it's important for your business. Also, you can use a community hashtag. Is there a hashtag you want people to be using that's connected to your brand? And you can also use the link that is in your bio area to put your website or your shop or your freebie link so they can find out more that way too. Now, Foodie Flatlays here has a hashtag that allows their followers to be featured on their account, and they're using their location too. So I'm just pointing out some examples here. Yes, even though hashtags and @ mention, so if you put @ and then an Instagram handle, it will be a live link in your bio, and the hashtag will be a live link in your bio. Just be careful about using these things too much, okay? So if you have a big account and you have a hashtag that's really popular and gets used a lot, or one you want to promote, you can use that. But I would advise you not to just go randomly putting hashtags in your bio, because it just looks a bit messy and it's not very effective anyway. So only use that if there's a really good reason for it. The good reason to use an @ mention is if you have 2 accounts and you want to make people aware of the other things that you're doing on your other account, then put that @ mention with your other Instagram handle in, then they'll be able to click on it and go directly to your other accounts. Papered Love are promoting their YouTube channel here and their Etsy store, as well as having their email on there. So you can see it's quite a lot here, and you probably won't need to do as much as that. But I'm just showing you how, you see how they're kind of funneling people where they want them to go in their business. Might spark some ideas for you. On my old bio, I used my email here so that people could contact me. And it was also good because it let people know what my website address was as well in the same thing, without having to put them both things on there. So that kind of helps to save some of your 150 characters. So if you think you want people to get in touch via email and it's important for your business, you might want to do this. So remember to mark ideas on your worksheet as we go through. This was great for me before when I was growing my business, but I just don't need to be getting any more emails at the moment. So I don't have my email on there anymore. I've taken it off. But at that stage, it was really, really great because I had a lot of people emailing me about the makeover. Because remember, you do have this area here where people can contact you. It depends how you've got it set up. There can be all sorts of different things there. It could be your address, it could be a phone, email. You can set all that up. We talked about how to do that in the Instagram app lesson. So have a think if you want to make an extra feature out of your email or not. Now, the last one in the bonus system is share the love. Our Instagram account is really a great way for people to get to know, like, and trust you. We really want to be using Instagram as a way to getting followers onto your list so that they're going to later become customers and buy from you. One of the ways you can do this is to use the link to a freebie or an opt-in that's going to lead customers onto your email list and guide them through a funnel and sell to them. Now, don't get overwhelmed with this. I would recommend doing this as soon as you can so that you can build up your list, and we're going to be talking about this later in week 6, so I don't want to get into this too much now because this is a whole training in itself. So for now, just put your website or your blog link or your shop link or whatever it is that makes sense for your business. Just put some kind of link there and we will talk about this in more detail later. Now for me, because I like to funnel people into my webinar, that's my main thing I'm doing at the moment, I even use some of my bio. You can see there, I put free Instagram class in my actually I use some words in my bio for that, and then I have a call to action in my link. It says, yes, save my seat. I put an arrow there, and I'm going to put the link to this, and I'm going to put a link under this lesson where you can find arrows like that if you want to use them in your bio. So now you know the 5 elements of the bio bonus system that are good to include in your bio if you can, and you've brainstormed ideas for them. How fabulous, yay! But before you go off and update your bio, I have one more thing to share with you to make it easier. I want to show you the 4 most commonly used bio templates on Instagram. Number 1 is the minimal bio. This is where the bio is really short and concise, like simple things, small joys. I thought this was such a great example because it's so short, but it kind of has a power and an elegance to it, doesn't it? Minimal bios are also used for really well-known celebrities and people with massive accounts, so they can just create a powerful short statement. See, this account's got 209,000 followers, so it doesn't need to try very hard with its bio. They can keep it short and sweet. The second one is the list bio. This is a way to organize your bio and make it super easy for someone to read. Like this example, they use a different emoji for each point on the list. Now, if you want to create a list bio, then I suggest you go into Evernote or another note-taking app and create it there. Then you can copy and paste it into Instagram and it will keep the same format. The bullet points will be on separate lines. So sometimes it doesn't do that when you're in Instagram. You might need to do it off Instagram and copy and paste it in. Number 3, the emoji bio. It can be used if you have an emoji that goes with your brand, or if it goes with the feel of your brand, like this one. They've got a blue diamond shape in their bio because they're focusing on jewelry designers and it goes with their brand. For most people, this will be too much. You won't want to have this many emojis in your bio, but it might be right for some of you, so have a think about that. This one is so cool. They use emojis in a really creative and artistic way. The emojis look a bit like the patterns they use on their products, and it looks really cool for their brands, doesn't it? So if I was a safari guide or I had a safari company, I might put a little row of animals there, the animal emojis. So see what you can think of that goes with your brand. The paragraph bio is the most common template. This is where you have your information in a paragraph, but you can still separate out the information with bullet points or with something else if you want to. Now you'll start to notice on Instagram, have a little look around and see what other people are doing, and you're going to see this style of bio everywhere. Something to bear in mind is that if you have a list bio, it takes up a lot more room on your homepage. You can see that Angela here, she's got so many amazing things that she's done, so many things to share, that her list is longer than Max's, who has a paragraph bio, different brands and different bios. For Angela, it's right to use a list bio here because she's been on TV and she's done lots of stuff and she wants people to know all that stuff to add to her credibility. So that makes perfect sense. But I just want to show you that if you make a really long list bio, somebody to see any of the posts on Angela's feed, somebody's going to have to actually scroll up. They can't see any. Can you see that? They can't see any of the posts down there. But on Max's, you get to see 3 without doing any scrolling. You get to see the first 3 images of her feed. So that's really something to bear in mind, and that is one of the benefits of doing a paragraph bio because it brings everything up and you get more on your homepage without anyone having to scroll. So now it's time to decide which one of the 4 templates do you want to use for now, and write it in your worksheet. I've used all 4 of these at different times in my business, so there's no right or wrong answer. Remember, you can change this later. This is all about making a get started choice and moving on. We want to get momentum going on your account. Now your bio will always change and evolve along with you, and you can change it anytime you want to. Now, it could take you some time to perfect your bio and you'll probably want to change it many times as your business changes, and that's absolutely fine. I've changed my bio lots of times. It was pretty boring when I first started, and then I started to get a bit more emotion into it, and as I get clearer and clearer about my brand soul essence, I will update it. You've only got 150 characters to use. Eek! And there's just so much to say, isn't there? Well, you'd think 19 minutes of training about how to write a bio would be enough, wouldn't you? But no, I've got more for you. I have looked at thousands and thousands of bios and checked over them and tweaked them for you, and I have noticed there's 4 common mistakes that people make in their bios. So when you've written your bio, look over it and just check, it's all on the worksheet, that you haven't made these 4 mistakes that are commonly made. So that's going to really help to get you on track. Number 1, you need to express what you do really clearly. Your bio has to be able to really quickly and clearly tell someone what you do. So go back to your Brand Soul Essence statement version 2 that you wrote before. Remember earlier this week when you picked out the magic bits of copy and then you highlighted them and used them to create your Brand Soul Essence statement version 2. Well, this is the perfect time to dig out that worksheet and use those little bits of magic copy that you wrote and put them into your bio and have a powerful impact. Is there a little bit of copy that you wrote earlier that you can pull out and use, even the odd word or two? Is there a little bit that you wrote that clearly expresses your message and sums up what you do and has a little bit of your soul in it? Now, the second crucial thing you need to do in your bio is, number 2, is you need to see how does it actually feel to read it. So rather than you just writing something, you need to put yourself into your customers' shoes and your followers' shoes and think about how are they going to feel when they actually read your bio. So when you've written it, read it back to yourself and just think to yourself, how do I feel when I read this? And just pretend you've never seen it before, you don't know what you do, you're just reading it cold, and see how you feel. Is it going to give your potential followers the warm and fuzzies, or is it going to inspire them, or is it going to give them the right emotions that you want to have them feel? Because you want them to feel inspired to enter your world, not put off. Don't worry, I'm going to be giving you lots of examples in a minute. You can totally do this. Also, all of this stuff is written down on the worksheet, so you can go over it again in a few minutes when you're actually writing your bio. You can go over all these points and just make sure that you're doing them. Number 3, does it sound salesy? This is so important because we're not doing the traditional marketing in the Instagram makeover. As you know, we are doing soul-to-soul marketing, which means we are not overly selling. We are just very enthusiastically and with lots of love and passion talking about what we do and shining our light out on Instagram, and we're attracting our tribe that way. If they're interested, they're going to buy from us when they've got to know us more and where we've inspired them as to what's possible and we've offered them a lot of value. Now, you really don't want your bio to sound salesy because it doesn't work on Instagram, and it also, to be perfectly honest, it sounds a bit desperate sometimes. If you make it too salesy, it sounds like you're trying too hard. So take a look at what you've written afterwards when you've written it and make sure it sounds confident, clear and inspiring, not salesy. Instagram's just not the place for over salesy tactics. The last one, number 4, is, does it have a preachy tone? Now, this is where I want you to look through once you've written your bio afterwards, and I want you to analyze every single word that you've written. Now, I know a lot of you are really knowledgeable and you're amazing at what you do. And when we're really knowledgeable, we have to be careful that we don't come across as preachy or sounding like we're looking down on people. Now, I know, of course, you would never, ever intend to look down on anybody or be preachy. I know you wouldn't because you're super lovely. But sometimes you can do it without meaning to with the words that you write. Sometimes when we're enthusiastically sharing knowledge with people, just by the words we choose, it can come across as preachy and a bit condescending. And that's going to definitely turn people off in your bio. So that's why I'm mentioning it here, because I see a lot of people doing that. It's easy to do unintentionally. Now, I'm going to show you examples again, like I said, in a minute. But I really want to make sure that you're writing your bio in a relatable way rather than a condescending way. And again, you can use step 3, which is just reading it back to yourself and seeing how you feel when you hear it, if it has a preachy tone to it or not. Super, super important. Right, I'm going to put these 4 key points at the top. We're just going to have a little look at a few examples and talk through them and see what's good or not so good about them. Now, this is Des's. He says, encouraging you to elevate your relationship expectations and manifest your most fulfilling true partnership. So how do you feel as a reader if you read that? You feel really encouraged, don't you, and uplifted, and you feel kind of like he's on your side. It doesn't sound preachy at all, does it? It sounds really relatable. He's done a great job of writing that. Now, if he'd have written it like this, which is not Des's bio at all, but if he'd have written it like, I'm just trying to get the point across, okay? If he'd have written this, I am here to show you how to have the best relationship ever. He's saying the same thing. He's still trying to teach people to have a great relationship, because that's what he does. But the way it's worded on the right-hand side just sounds really condescending, doesn't it? If I read that, it would just, I would go, oh no, it would just put me off. Now, which one of the 4 things above do you think this one on the right that I just made up is doing? It's obviously got a really preachy tone to it, so we just don't want to do that. This is Beck. She is a landscape painter, and I love her bio here. She's got all the main points that people need to know. Intuitive landscape painter living on a vineyard and using the power of Reiki energy in all works, and emojis. Now, she's got all the main points here, hasn't she? She's a intuitive landscape painter, that she lives on a vineyard, which is important because she paints where she lives. So a lot of her outdoor scenes from where she lives, of the vineyard where she lives. So that is very important. She uses Reiki in her works, which makes her different for her paintings, which is really cool. And she also puts the Australian flag there to let people know where she's based. So I think that is really clever. In one little sentence, she said everything important, and it sounds really good. This is Brenda. She has a blog. Now, I think Brenda's, again, done a great job of getting a lot of stuff into a small space, and it feels really encouraging to read it. It doesn't sound preachy at all. She says, heart, hope, and help. Inspiration and support for creatives. So it's very clearly giving me the feeling when I read it of, it's going to heart, hope, and help. It's like, those are the feelings that I get. So I feel very inspired by reading it. And then because she has a lot of different blogs, she has garden, recipes, lifestyle, and writer, and live your best life. So it's all very inspiring and uplifting. And also she's giving information about what her blog is mainly about, so people can see quickly if they're into gardening or recipes or lifestyle or writing. They know they need to follow her. So if you have a business that has a lot of different sides to it, you might want to think about doing something a bit like what Brenda's done here, where she's kind of listed out different aspects of her business. Meredith very clearly says independent Norwex consultant, and it really comes across wife, mum, animal lover, helping families reduce chemicals to create safer homes. So you can really feel her mission here, can't you? So if you have a mission and a deep reason behind what you're doing, then put it here. So Meredith is really getting across clearly that she's going to help people save time and money. She's done it with emojis. I think that's really clever. I love this bio. This is Ali's bio, and it's a really good one. Teaching recruiters and HR professionals how to find and hire the best people and reduce overwhelm. Very, very clearly says what she does. And importantly, she has Los Angeles, and she's used the little pin emoji just to show that it's a place. And obviously, if she's working with recruiters locally in Los Angeles, she wants people to know where she's based. So that's another important thing to think. What are the main key things you need people to know about your business? This is Yvonne's jewelry Instagram, and I really love this bio because she hasn't gone into straight away saying silver jewelry created with stones or whatever, very factual. She's kind of using a bit of her brand soul essence at the beginning, connecting you with the stars. And it just sounds so romantic, and it kind of draws you in. So you want to have, if you can, have something with a bit of emotion and something that will draw people in. And so if I go to number 2 at the top, see how does it feel to read it? And then I read this, connecting you with the stars, eco-friendly gemstone jewelry. I feel drawn into it, and I feel something, don't I, when I read connecting you with the stars first. So is there something you can do there, like Yvonne's done, where you can put a bit of your brand soul essence first and then go into the nitty gritty of what it is you actually do? It's another way to do it. I love that bio. Kelsey has a great bio as well here. She uses some of the, see where she has her name, and then she has Cancer Thriver. She has used some of those special characters, which is in the link below, that you can get, that you can use on Instagram for different typefaces. And I like that she's just got the black and white emojis there, the symbol and the little black and white heart. They can look really, really modern and sophisticated and just really cool, those black and white emojis. So if you're struggling with your emojis or you're not sure what to put, it's sometimes good to use some black and white ones because they look really stylish. And then she lists out all the things she does. And I like when she says, keeping it real on my journey through breast cancer. But she's used the emojis, and I think it's just really clever. And I like how she says, keeping it real. She sounds really relatable. It doesn't sound preachy. So great job. Okay, this is the last example of actual bios that we're going to look at. This is Laura, and this is if you're really struggling with what to put, this is a good formula that you can use. So you can use this for your business. You can say, I help whoever you help, busy mums, and then what is the benefit? What are you going to help them with? Losing weight, and then without the over. So you can say, I help whoever, whatever they're going to do, and then you can say without. What are they going to do it without? What is the thing they're not going to use? They're not going to do it with the overwhelm. So that's a really good formula that you can use. I think it's kind of nice to break it up and do something a bit different and kind of go to your brand soul essence and use some words from there and make it your bio. But this is a kind of a traditional way to write a bio that still gets all the information across really well. So that is an option that you can do. I just wanted to show you this one because this is a little chat that I had with somebody under the comments of this lesson, and we were trying to work out what she was going to say in her bio. And this is a good example of how, not meaning to, it was just coming across as a bit salesy. Because she said, husband and wife, originally she said husband and wife doll enthusiasts, which is good. She's telling you what they do. And then offering you a variety of antique vintage dolls that are sure to spark your interest and make you smile. So you have to be a bit careful when you're telling people what they are going to feel, if you know what I mean. So she's saying that they are going to spark your interest and make you smile. Well, it's kind of like, how do you feel when somebody tells you you're going to feel a certain way? It doesn't always feel good. So it's how can we reword that to still have that same idea? I see a lot of people doing this, and you need to kind of reword it so you're not telling people how to feel. We had a think about it, and we thought we could come up with something a little bit, it's kind of the same, but it sounds better like this. Antique vintage dolls looking for a home with you. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think, how would somebody who is looking for an antique or vintage doll feel? Do they want to be told that there's a variety of vintage dolls that are going to spark my interest and make me smile? Do I want to know that? Or would I feel differently if I read antique vintage dolls looking for a home with me or looking for a home with you? Now that makes me feel something, doesn't it? I think, oh yeah, they do. I love antique dolls and they're looking for a home. And that's what you want to do if you're collecting antique dolls. You want to give them a home, don't you? Do you see the difference? It just feels different to read it, and that's what we want to do for your business. What's that little thing that you can say that's going to really make your followers feel like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do? And then they changed it in the end to this. Antique vintage dolls looking for a new home and family with you. Bring back tender memories while making new ones. I love that, don't you? It was really great, because so you can see how I kind of just steered her onto that direction where it was a bit more relatable and it wasn't kind of as salesy as the first one. So I hope that's a good example for you. This is where you go to edit your profile. You go to the bit that has your profile picture on it. Make sure you're on that bit, and then you click edit profile. And you can change all of the things we've talked about in this lesson here. The website bit is where you put your link. Username is your Instagram handle. Where it says name, that's the bit under your profile picture. And your bio is here. And it's better, as I said, if you can do it in Evernote or somewhere and then paste it back in. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, one more last thing to tell you is, see here where it says page. It's Kat Karoy, and category is public figure. If I press done, just go back there, you see here it's got public figure here. Now this is something that Instagram automatically pulls in from your business category that your business Facebook page is listed under. So the category appears there, and there's not actually that many options for different categories. So I don't particularly like having that there. because not many people take notice of it. You can see it's only in grey, so it's not important really, unless there's a category that's really good for you and that really explains what you do well. It's a bit pointless having it there really. So if you go into Edit Profile, tap that, then you go down where it says Profile Display, tap on Profile Display, and it says Display Category Label. It's on at the moment, and if I turn that off and press done and done again and go back, see, it's disappeared. Yay! And that means that all my bio information, my highlights and my feed have all moved up a little bit, and it all makes a difference. When someone comes to your profile, they're going to see your stuff easier and quicker because it's going to come up a bit. So I recommend, if you don't have a good category there, you might as well just hide that. So hopefully that's given you some inspiration of how to craft your brilliant bio. It's an important piece of the puzzle for your Instagram account, and it is the first thing that people are going to see when they go to your account. It gives vital information to your potential followers, and it tells them what's in it for them. And it wants to be really clear. I need to be able to read your bio and exactly know what you do and why I need to follow you. It needs to make following you an easy decision for people. So when this video ends, update your bio on your Instagram account using your brand soul essence as your inspiration. And update your name area if you need to, adding in your industry or your emoji if it's right for your brand. Now, you don't have to have the perfect bio yet. Simply go with the best option for now. And also, some things just take time to simmer, and your bio can change over time and evolve with you. Oh my God, I am so proud of you. You are doing amazingly well. It's only the first week. Yes, fabulous. We have covered a lot. Now, you've completed the whole of Setup for Success and the whole of Brand Soul Essence. Well done. We have a lot to celebrate. I am super passionate about not just telling you what you need to do, but actually getting in there and showing you how to get it done step by step. So the two main things that you need to have really spent time thinking about before next week are your Brand Soul Essence Core Power Statement version 2, and that's going to lead on to your bio. How does it feel to know that you've already made a start on infusing your unique Brand Soul Essence into your account now? Imagine when your whole account has the same power in it as your bio does. And imagine how much of an asset that is going to be for your business. Now, what I suggest is that you print out both your Brand Soul Essence version 2 and your bio and just put them up on your wall somewhere so that you can really let them mull over in your mind and you can tweak them as the week goes on. Both of these things sometimes need to percolate a bit and develop over a few days. So if you stick them up on the wall, you can kind of sleep on it, come back to it, tweak it a little bit, and then you'll find that over the next few days, they'll become really clear. So you don't have to sit down now in the next 5 minutes and get it all sorted. It's a much better way to let it just kind of simmer in the background in your mind. Remember, the clearer you are and the more powerful your Brand Soul Essence is, the clearer and more powerfully people will feel about you and your business and your Instagram account. It's the key to your Instagram account and to your business success. So take this time to dig deep and really, really think about what is the core of what you do. What is the core of what you offer for people? Before we move on, great. Now, next week, we are going to move on to Program 2, Vividly Me. You are going to be taking your Brand Soul Essence and you're going to be choosing your colors as well as looking at which fonts are right for your brand, and we're going to be using those fonts to create your quotes with Social Media Quote Master. It's going to be super exciting because quotes are some of the posts that get the most engagement on Instagram. I'm going to be teaching you how to create totally gorgeous, unique quotes that are right for your brand. You're also going to start thinking about what images you're going to want on your feed and learning how to use emotion mapping and creating a vision mood board for your feed too. Oh yes, we can totally do this together. I love all this stuff and I can't wait to show you. So see you next week. Bye for now.